All right, well, we got the roxor all put back together. Well, pretty much. Tires are on, and she's all locked down, ready to go. So, got everything adjusted, had it jacked up, make sure all lockers kicking in and out right. So, I took the axle out of there and took it over to a buddy's mechanic shop. Said, getting all kinds of metal in it, don't know why. Ox locker says it ain't them, must be me setting up the gear. So I didn't see anything wrong, but needed a second opinion from a professional. So they tore into it. They didn't see anything wrong. I had a good pattern, everything perfect, but I had it set up at, what was it, 5 thousandths backlash. And mechanic said with 5/38 I should be closer to 10 thousandths. So he opened the backlash up a little bit there, but that didn't harm anything. Wasn't getting no metal from that. Just when it's tight like that at high speeds, he says you can get a little bit of heat out of them and stuff. I don't go fast, so it don't matter either way. But everything inside is perfect. Washed all the metal, all the bearings, everything. I mean, it wasn't a ridiculous amount, but I mean, the drain plug had a 1/8 inch of metal on it, real fine pieces. And then when I drained the pan out, the whole bottom of the pan was all glittery. I don't know, seems like a lot of metal to me, but none of the, when I drained them all with the stock carriers, I never got no metal out of them. So called Ox Locker back up, told them what was going on, told them I was going to run it for a little while, drain the oil, check it, run it, check it again, and hopefully be good to go. They told me if I have any problem with it, just call them back and they'll take care of me. I don't know what they're going to tell, they're going to take care of me. I mean, I shouldn't have to rip my rear end apart and flush all the metal out of all the bearings and everything multiple times. But things happen, so I'm not going to get too upset about it. I like lockers that kick in and out good. They're supposed to be really freaking strong, and that's what I want. So we'll change the fluid out a few times, see how it goes. Hopefully it's perfect. So, because that's the only issue I have with them, which is a pretty big issue, but we'll see how it goes. So, and if they mess up, Ox Locker will make me some new ones to put in. I mean, they haven't told me that, but that's what's going to happen. I tell you what, you don't spend this kind of money on lockers and then they screw up like that. So problem should be fixed. So snow's hopefully on its way before long, and we'll be out wheeling. My other buddy got his motor all put in and dual transfer cases and everything in his Toyota that we were running with last year, that big green thing. So it's no longer an automatic, so it should be good to go in a few days, and this good to go. So just working on back here. I was getting some rattling on my wood and tailgate, so I cut this piece of rubber and stuck over it. So hopefully that fixes that. I can't stand rattling out in the woods. Oh, we got this project going on over here. Oh, I think this is a 450 Honda. Oh, I don't know, it ain't too bad, I guess now. I paid $2,300 for it. Got it from a farmer out in Woodland. Nice old guy and everything. Figured he wasn't hiding that from me, and I don't think he was hiding stuff from me. I think he just didn't know about a lot of stuff, but who knows? So, I mean, you need to look at stuff better when you buy it. But, either way, everything's getting fixed on it. So, up in here, there's a coolant fan. I got the one over here on the ground. I'll show you. So this fan here, all that stuff. Oh, well, it seized, didn't work. I didn't even know they had a fan up in there. I thought they were air cooled, so we're good to go. But I guess they're oil cooled. The oil gets pumped up and cooled in a radiator, and that cools it. So that was shot. So I put a new one of those in, and then the oil temperature sender down the bottom of the motor, it turns the fan on. That one no good. So I replaced it. all the plastics were about pink. So I went through and sanded them and torched them and oiled them, everything you can do, and they came out all right. Oh, and then these guys, front and back racks were all rusted, about 50% rust, 50% paint. So I sanded them all down, repainted them, figured I had it all apart. And then the back oil seal was leaking. Show you this around here. I didn't notice this either till I got home, and they had to have known about the oil leak. I mean, it leaked a half quart of oil out the back of my truck. So, so it was leaking. I don't know if I'm pointing the right spot. It was leaking out of this seal, so I fixed that. And then it was leaking out of the seal in here. So I had to pull the ass end off of this and fix that seal. So I got that in there. And then I went ahead and put a new spark plug, air filter. What else I do? Oil filter, change the fluid in the front end and rear end. Went ahead and mounted a winch on here. Oh, nice old 2,500 pound Harbor Freight. Nothing special there, a little $80 winch. So lift the snow plow up and down, should work good. But I paid $2,500 for this thing. And I dumped like $300 into it, and a ton of labor. Labor's through the roof. But yeah, it's gonna be worth about $3,000 when I'm all done with it. But yeah, I didn't get that good a deal. No, it should have been more like $1,500. But live and learn. She'll be good to go. She runs good, or she did before I tore it apart. We'll see. I'm not a big ATV mechanic, so I'm kind of learning as I'm going. Just like this guy over here. I've never done this before. So to pull this A-arm off, you got to pull these out on each side. Oh. Probably giving y'all whiplash back and forth, but you'll get used to it. It ain't that bad. So you got to set the bolt. Let's see. The bolt on this side, 85 pounds. The bolt on this side at 7 pounds, which I ain't got a gauge, goes down to 7 pounds. So got me my inch torque thing, put a ton of different spacers on there or adapters, and we were good to go. Torqued it at 84 inch-pounds, which equals 7 foot-pounds, I believe. So, and then you got to take this guy, and you got to torque this at 85 pounds. Well, where are you going to get a wrench to fit that? So, I ain't ordering one and waiting a week for it. So I made one. Check that out, huh? Not too fancy, but she'll do the job. I'll show you what this came off of. I don't know what I did with it. Ah, here she is. This is the end of a Toyota driveline. Oh, people will be like, oh, you shouldn't have cut that up. Well, you know what? This sucker's been sitting on my workbench for about 7 years. Tried to give it away to 4 or 5 guys with Toyotas. Since I don't own one no more, no one took it. So it made a nice tool. Oh, don't look at those welds. They're not very nice. But then this is the sensor I replaced the first time. I don't know if you can see that here. Let's see. I don't know, I can't see it. Big old crack. Started tightening it up and fell snap. So, I don't know, those parts aren't made like they used to be. But, alright, well, I'm going to get all this stuff done. And I can head out and do a little elk hunting. Only 2 days left. Beautiful day out here. Sun's popping out. Alright, well,